Okay. Finally, he decided to meet with me instead of keeping me on hold. Ross asked as he walked into the room, shaking Tony's hand and asking a seat across from Tony. Like you told I told you, seeing the red light blinking, Tony oh gosh, starting to put his pad down. Okay, Ross, you have me. Here, what is it that you want from me? You haven't noticed a busy man. I don't have a lot of time. And tripping his fingers against his confusion table, yes. Stark, I need notice. Otherwise, for someone who has been kidnapped recently, I would have thought you would take some time to yourself. Tony knew Ross was trying to hit a nerve, but all it did was send a chill down his spine, and suppose it didn't show either. He was too good to hide at his emotions. I've been dealt with it. What is your want, Roz? I don't think that it's my emotions starting. You went to talk about it. The round Avengers answered. He sighed and told, I didn't want to know where are all the promises. I'm not finding out where it tells you. Right? Sure, Tony would tell him when the hell freeze over here. What the fuck? Alright, how about I tell you from where Bronze is my family? You know, he has one. We just don't know where. Tony wasn't surprised Ross would go low, and he just didn't expect to be that Bertolli asshole. Even if I anything due to okay, whatever. Okay, no. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Okay. Watching the Stark left building. Okay, we saw him, sir. He just left. Sir, he was alone. Yes, we will. And no, he hasn't shown any signs yet. We will keep him watched. Well, do, sir. End of the call. He started the car and drove some decisions. No matter what, how far got from Ross, the bad feeling he had still going away, and kept going until he was at Strike's tower needing to talk to Robbie, but about going with him to Xavier's mansion and felt safe when someone also needed to look after the baby. He couldn't just defend himself when he was attacked. He needed help as much as he hated to take Robbie away from his therapy, but he needed to get Robbie out from the time. Glamour drop. Tony called as he walked out the lift and towards where Robbie was sitting. He could see was out of breathing, sitting down and what? For a little road trip. Xavier's mansion have an appointment with the proof, but are you not pushing yourself, Tony? Are you now have a lot work? After Robbie asked, he was worried about Tony, was pushing himself again. He knew Tony too long to know he will push himself until either way pass out or be put out, and either was good for Tony. Hey, I know that look. I'm fine getting actually, so don't worry. Take a shower and we will go, and if it will make you happy, then we'll drive you, Tony smiled. He stood there putting Robbie on the shoulder. Aw. It was nice, warm, and sunny day, so Charlie wanted to wait outside for his guest to arrive, and a few of his students and a personal friend had decided to join him when they had found out who he was coming. Charlie exactly knows what to expect. When he got a call, he missed the plot. Tony Strike wanted to accept the total silence. That was coming from the car, but that Apache, and the only thought he could hear was those calls. Robbie's was quite loud. Mr. Robbie was worried about his friend and scared he could lose him. But what stands Charlie was the reason Mr. Robbie was worried about. He didn't quite believe. Watching the car pull up, Charlie tried again and see could get inside the Stark mind and rejected from mine with such a force it couldn't cause pain to hit through his mind. Noticing the point of flaring, okay, Professor Hulk asked. He was also surprised when he heard who was coming. Took a day and yes, I mind letting it go. Great. Our guest is added. he rolled forward where the car had if Drake wanted to last them knowing he would do it himself. Tony didn't want to be here. He was feeling uncomfortable. He was feeling was stressful. That sign down his back, knowing there was a house full of mates, almost just like him. Now two of those mates was Tiffant. Good afternoon, Mr. Striker. Robbins, hope you had a safe travel, Charlie asked as Tony out the car. Professor Xavier, yes, I think you and please, it's Mr. Stark. It is my father. You think it's again for agreement. Is my meeting with us there and is something important. We need to discuss, Tony says as he took hand and that's so perfect. He added to look at home. Okay, yeah. Professor Xavier says yes. Professor Xavier says yes. Mr. Stark, my father is thanking you for agreeing meeting us there. In private he did. He looked at the other mates and had to come with Xavier. Along as you call Charlie. Tony, these are the few of things my friend close to Epic. Scott. Summer, you can trust them as they just as much as you can trust me. We shall take you inside. Charlie had to be curious. Don't be strike all that will be, but look of it. Strike didn't trust anymore. He settled in the common room. Jean left to get them behavior. Mostly tea, couldn't have coffee, but had a buzz almost like a sound in his ear, like he couldn't rid of the bothering Tony, and it was getting louder. I wanted to discuss something, Mr. Stark. Charlie asked him. He couldn't stop noticing Stark is internally decision watching the he could have read what was bothering him. Stark, but oh, mental. Mm-mm. and then agreed to do something. That was strange. X Grain allowed therapy. Normally dropped superhuman powers. How exactly are you occupied with being with Hulk? A cup of tea. Hesitating, Tony looked over and Robbie, who has been quite letting Tony be in the explaining, telling them the story of his capture. He felt a little at erased. Finally, he talking about it. He just made sure he left out the pregnancy part and ready to talk about yet through another one. Would have thought of the professional already know about it and just had it not talk and thought the professor already know how it and just kind of not talk to about it. Remember, most of the things they did to me, they sure I was mostly unconscious for it, and I remember torture and pain and being sick a lot. Tony says the pain wasn't such a big deal. He was used to sickness. And another story, he hated being sick from a young age. It made him feel useless and out of so made sure he didn't get told the be the truth, and he didn't want to find out something out not knowing better than when the knowing he needed to know what really did to him has bothered him. Alright, let's do it. Whatever he sees in my memory, well, it didn't spoke of any ways, and he would keep it to himself. Tony said, struggling to want this back a bit. Him in the ass, but he also know Charlie was respectable person. I'm sorry. Biting lip isn't fun. So, respectable person. He could trust him a little. Hasn't asked Strike what ability surprise Eric usually have the first thing. knew he would know Charlie better than anyone else, following when Strike's car arrived, even when Charlie tried to cover it. Jane had left, and the student Charlie had revealed the two as laid down on one of the sofas as they witnessed. So he took his chances and mentally asked. He knew Charlie would hear him. What's up, Charlie? What's up to Charlie? He didn't wait long for a reply. Even though Charlie wasn't looking for at him, Eric mind. What is that? Okay, mind. Oh wow, I have a lot to read, so. Mind has mental shield over it, and I both know that's impossible to shield one mind. I wanted to know that it's impossible to shield one mind, and I want if is his ability or something else. It was responsibility. Why don't you just ask Charlie? Eric asked. If I have to tell Eric, I may wonder your reading skills is one wrong question. And he closed his clothes like a valet. We need to continue and peacefully answered, giving Eric a side. With Jane available, Tony was nervous and had to settle with Charlie, and get a great idea. And just didn't like having a poked around in his head. He learned. Well, thanks of Max off. He looked at the kid that had a tire the room. Couldn't really see what made the kid immune. The look, almost the age as Penny Parker. The kid had black hair, a lean, long frame, and the only thing that does, he always saw eyes, ran fur, green with a bright glow, which was quite improved. Tony, this is Bow Johnson. He is the new of my loyal students. How you know, Strike? Now, Barrow, you are to help with some. Okay, forgotten his memory. Oh gosh. Charlie introduced them. He knew he was playing a dangerous game, and Eric was right. He should have asked, but something was triggering Charlie. I can try to help him as much as I can, Professor Xavier, the kid shouted, and with a shy voice, laying his head self on, closing his eyes. He felt Bao, but his hand, his head, warm feeling would rush through his head. It was different feeling from Wanda's magic. It was like a warm memory were pushing. Tony, sweetie, what are you doing in there? Look at you. You're so dirty, covering in dirt. His mother revealed that him, and pulling him to her face. A small smile glared on her face, and she patted the dirt out of his hair. It went as fast as it came, as a new memory was shown. Tony, what the fuck did I tell you? He did not touch that, father. He shouted in angry. He's angry and drunk. Tony could smell the booze on him, as however he felt his feet move. He was pushed into another memory he could quietly remember. When is Tony giving Bao permission? Entering two minds, he helped Charlie. Okay. What the? Oh, no. He helped Charlie and taken back with him and sanitized Charlie. Okay. Imagine trying to sort some of those thoughts in his mind. Thoughts were going where him being drugged himself. And his always seemed to get lost in his stuck mind. It was interesting and confused, all in one